So going squatching.
We're going squatching, bitches. Welcome back. I waited for my cue this time. Thank you for joining us. I am Josh.
And I continue to be Lennon this week.
Damn right you do. And this is Don't Touch My Sasquatch. Not to be confused with Don't Touch My Podcast, which is apparently I messed up a ton of those. Oh, my Lord.
Don't touch my podcast?
So remember I told you this week?
Yes. You said don't touch my podcast.
Yes. Anyways.
Continue.
We explore controversial topics with energy and a good laugh. We're two guys that have a love and passion for these topics, things you may have heard of but don't know the full story of yet. We're here to tell you those stories. Share our opinions. Let you come to your own conclusions. We will do the research so you don't have to. Always keep your mind open to the possibilities that things may not be as they appear. That's a lot of noise over there.
Cheers.
Today, we discuss one of the worst maritime disasters in human history, racking up a death toll of around 1,500 people and a disaster surrounded in questions. What? A lot is happening over there. Good Lord. Why did White Star make the Titanic? What events led up to its maiden voyage? And is there more to her sinking than just an iceberg? Well, sit back, put your life vests on. Women and children first.
Yes, of course.
We're diving into the sinking of the Titanic, baby.
Yeah.
Are you done moving and shifting?
No.
Good Lord.
So let me take you through the course of events.
That was crazy, okay?
Took a sip of the energy, the old energy.
You waited to the last second to unmute my mic.
Yes. Spoiler alert, shit spilled out of my mouth and all in the beard. And then I cleaned that up.
Squeak.
And then my computer popped up and said, hey, device is about to power off in 30 seconds because of low battery.
I plowed through that with all that distraction.
I know, you fucking crushed it. And this chair's squeaky as fuck.
Lock it.
It's better.
Right,
Get some.
man.
I'll get some
pumping.
oil.
Stop pumping.
I get some oil for it.
You and the lovely fiance need to stop using this room for your dungeon, all right? It's enough.
We took the stuff off the walls.
Oh, my friend.
Yeah.
My surrogate brother. Really, my nephew, co-host.
Compatriot.
What do you call me?
Comrade.
No, we're not. Fucking I was going to sign your book as Uncle
Co-Chairman.
Nephew Co-Chairman.
Yes.
Please take it away.
Well, fans of James Cameron and pretty much everyone who's alive and over the age of 8 have heard the name the Titanic or know the tragic tale of her fateful voyage across the Atlantic.
Sorry, I'm not doing you justice. I got to move more.
Your chair doesn't squeak.
That's right. You know what happened?
Less weight in it.
You spoiled it. Yeah, I was gonna say you're shedding weight like a goddamn molting bird.
Oh, thank you. I meant your chair has less weight in it than mine.
Oh no! I was giving you a compliment.
Well,
you look
thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Look amazing.
Thank you. The RMS Titanic, a bitch.
Titanic is a bitch. She was a bitch.
A British luxury passenger liner, was the victim of a deadly classic iceberg drive-by situation. You know how they go.
Fucking icebergs.
On the night of April 14th. That's the weirdest gun I ever heard.
Well, it's an iceberg gun. What it really does is mostly shoot water.
Yeah.
But in this case...
Water.
Oh, shit, I forgot it. Water.
There it is.
In this case, it shot a little bit of ice.
Yeah.
Went, pew!
See, I can't do that. I can't do the 3 with my fucking...
I'll use the other hand, because I can't do the 3 with this hand.
I can do it.
I got like...
Water!
I got 2 and a hello.
Well.
Anyways, let's get back into the bitch.
On the night of April 14th through the early morning of April 15th of 1912, the Titanic sank to the cold depths of the Atlantic Ocean after colliding on the starboard side of the ship on her maiden voyage.
Gotcha.
Her voyage...
Hey, what side is the starboard side?
I think it's the right side.
Yes. I had to remember from the documentary. Sorry.
All right. Her voyage would see her depart Southampton, England, headed for New York City. they were warned about an iceberg frenzy, so to speak, to be weary, which we'll touch on
Be
later.
weary. In both I think in both ours.
Yes. No.
No. Yes. No.
The last second.
Last second choke.
The last second sighting made attempts to avoid collision futile. On board were 2,240-ish passengers.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Might have been 240, might have been 227. Who the fuck knows anymore?
Yeah, it's the number's kind of up in the air. It's
It really
somewhere
is.
around there, depending on what website you go to. We encourage you sometimes to do your own research. Take a look yourself. There's no confirmed numbers, but it's
Find 4 websites. I bet they all are different.
It's definitely not 7 crew and passengers, but it's definitely closer to 2,240 passengers and crew. And of them, only 710-ish survived the disaster.
Try to make sure the ish is
Yeah,
there.
the ish is going to be there.
That seems to be the common number, at least.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Jesus.
In the early 1900s, luxury oceanic travel was big, and 2 big names in the industry at the time in England were the competing White Star Line and the Cunard Line. Cunard Company, which we've talked about,
Yeah.
as we previously discussed. In an effort to make a stride ahead of Cunard's newly debuted Lusitania and Mauritania, White Star...
What about Lusitania?
No.
Mediumitania.
The medium and the
Mauritania.
Mauritania.
The Atania. And the Mauritania.
And the Tane.
Yeah.
Got a little out of hand with the
Doesn't it
naming
usually?
process.
Well, you know.
No, I mean them with their ships.
Yeah. Olympic, Titanic, Tania. No.
That's 2 different companies.
Woo! I got loud. I'm sorry.
You
I pegged you.
pegged it out.
I pegged you.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
There's a different meaning that I did not mean.
It's going to get...
Oh.
In an effort to make a stride ahead...
Roll on, please.
in an effort to make a stride ahead of Cunard's newly debuted... I said...
Oh, you got to watch the video because every time you say I said or nope, I said nope.
I can't wait. So they tried to get ahead of the Lusitania and Mauritania. White Star higher-ups decided to begin plans on 3 new liners under their banner. The Titanic, the Olympic, and do you know the third?
The starts with a B. Hold on.
The Bonerific.
It is.
Where they come?
Britannica. Fuck.
The Encyclopedia.
Britannica.
The Britannic.
See, I knew it, but I just was not coming.
Yes, the Titanic, the Olympic, and the Britannic. While Cunard's Lusitania and Mauritania were built for speed and would later set records in this area, the Titanic and the Britannic were instead planned to be built as the ideal liner in luxury and comfort.
You know, some people don't like speed and just getting to the finish. They like a little, you caress them. I mean, yeah. We're talking about ships, right?
Yeah, and
Oh, my
price
bad.
ranges that all could afford.
Well, I wonder why that was.
You just pack as much people in there, you get as
Fuck
much
yeah.
money coming in.
That's how they do it now.
Fuck yeah. In January of 1909, construction began on the Olympic, and 3 months later began on the Titanic. The 2 sister ships will be built side by side.
Mm-hmm.
The Olympic was completed first and made her maiden voyage on May 31st of 1911. And from this voyage, certain tweaks and changes were made to the now launched Titanic's design. Why?
Well, now, not talking about why they made the changes,
Uh-huh.
but the urgency and war between White Star and Cunard caused White Star to cut corners. Actually, kind of goes with what we're talking about. That they otherwise didn't have to cut in order to get these ships to sea immediately because they were having trouble. The war between Cunard and
White Star Line.
White Star Line. Thank you. I keep blanking on their name.
White Star, I don't know why I keep adding line.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. White Star Line. You get the point. Was causing White Star to have less and less passengers. They needed to get business up because they were going under, so they needed these things out quickly.
Yeah.
Constructors Harland and Wolff worked on the Titanic designs, but budgetary pressure caused J. Bruce Ismay, who was the owner or CEO or whatever,
Chairman. We'll
Chairman,
talk about him
thank
later.
you, of White Star, to amend their plans multiple times. The amendments were reductions in the scantlings and dimensions of the steel, number of lifeboats lowered, and a number of other construction aspects of the ship, creating it less, I don't want to say sturdy, but just risky, more risky. There we go. Evidence for when the Olympic had a collision with something that, Lennon, you will talk about.
I'll get into that later.
So
stay tuned.
Please, take it away. Sorry, I just want to interject with that little bit.
Because
it helps with my part.
Good. As I was saying, in the early days of...
I said that.
In the early days of April of 1912, after successful sea trials, the Titanic was declared seaworthy. I declare this boat seaworthy.
You had to hit the table.
You're welcome.
Earthquake, Cam.
Hey, we're solid now.
Actually,
structurally sound.
Yeah.
Unlike the... Never mind. On April 10th of 1912, the Titanic departed Southampton for Cherbourg, France.
Good luck.
Before headed to Queenstown, Ireland, and finally beginning her crossing of the Atlantic to New York. New York City!
I love New York!
For people who are fans of What We Do in the Shadows, that is a reference to that. You'll get that. Oh, New York City.
Sorry, I didn't see that.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. The rest is in the history books.
Yeah. Is it, though?
Is it? But in the last 111 years since the tragedy, rumor and speculation have come out that something's not right.
Just not right.
Countless hours and countless people have sunk research into various theories, and they span from the outlandish to the downright maybe? I wish they didn't go that high.
Maybe?
Maybe?
Hey.
Ow, that hurt.
Calm down. I got you, son.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
To the outlandish, to the maybe?
Maybe?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. I'm out for the rest, Coach.
All right. Well, I think you're throwing it to me, aren't you?
Yeah, take it from here.
All right. Well, one of the more maybe theories that...
It didn't come out.
It didn't. It's okay. I covered, and it was like very interesting because I first started thinking, oh, this is bullshit. And then I kept watching, and I was like, wait a minute. There's more truth than conspiracy here. Therefore, let's dive into it.
Do it.
What if the perfect storm of a fire, an iceberg, and negligence occurred that caused the Titanic to sink? Oh,
dirty bastards.
Fuckers. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
To dive more into this theory, I watched the 2017 documentary called Titanic, New Evidence. You can check it out on YouTube. Everything's literally backwards. They mirror image the fucker. That's why when I asked you what side it was on, I was like, wait a minute.
Think about it.
They reversed it.
Just want to say, great title.
New evidence.
Great.
Bigfoot. New evidence. Can never go wrong with new evidence.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this perfect storm.
Yeah.
So to start the documentary, we are following Ciaran Maloney, an Irish journalist and author, as he explores the possibility that the sinking of the Titanic was caused by more than just... Good English, Josh. More than just an iceberg hitting it. I had to do a little editing in my head right there.
A little wraparound.
It was. He spent 30 years researching the disaster and believes that the real story has yet to be told. They're trying to stop us again with these lights flickering. After a quick intro to Mr. Maloney and some ancient alien-esque questions where, ancient aliens, how they do it, as we've discussed many times, they ask a question, they never answer. But he does answer some of these as the documentary goes on. I didn't write them down.
Okay.
So.
Fantastic.
I said, as you would put it, no. We are then taken to a photo album that has been laying in an attic, undiscovered for about 100 years. It was bought in an auction by Steve Raffi.
Him?
Yeah.
Great.
He doesn't show up again, but these are the pictures. All right. As they're looking at the photos, they are bringing the photos to life with 3D graphics. There's a lot of actually never seen before photos in there. It's pretty cool.
Are these
photos from them launching it from the where they built it to it floating not floating, sailing.
As it does.
Well, I'll get into one of the sailing shows. What's up?
Are these photos something you can find online?
I didn't actually look because I wasn't preparing for the video.
That's fine.
Possibly.
That's you talked amongst the viewers.
I will. All right.
And
Me and you are here. Okay. Lennon hopefully is listening because I'm excited. And I'm really excited about the episode too. So they do the 3D graphics until they come across a series of photos that possibly show an odd mark along the same side and spot, as to where the iceberg struck the Titanic. Now, what is this spot? You might say, it's on the photo. I'll tell you this.
It's on the photo.
It's on the photo. It's not on the Titanic. Well, this mark wasn't a reflection or a mistake on the photo, as it was in multiple photos, in the same spot, same shape, same size, relative to the ship, of course. Therefore, this spot was on the ship 100%. They estimated this mark to be about 30 feet long. They estimated this mark to be about a 30-foot long weakness and damage to the side of the Titanic.
Okay.
And follows the line of the hull plate, hull plating. I think that's just the red spot, the red. You know, the bottom of the fucking Titanic. God damn it. I'm not a ship expert. I'm so surprised we didn't do any of the London's history corners or anything.
Oh, shit!
Or the ship facts about ship facts.
Hold on.
Ship facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to build a pyramid, paint some paintings, and start a revolution. Get ready for Lennon's History Corner. Get your ticket and board your favorite ocean liner. It's shit facts about ship facts.
The photo was taken as it was leaving Belfast, where they built the ship, Titanic and the Olympic.
Yeah.
So it was taken as it was leaving Belfast, where it was being built. Why did I just read that twice? Sorry.
Nope.
So this shows that it was damaged supposedly from the start.
Okay.
Now, can we take these quotes away?
No.
Let's dive into it. They then transition into a story about a little-known fact that the ship suffered a fire. This is a little-known fact, but it is a fact.
Nonetheless.
Before leaving Belfast, there was a fire in the exact location in a coal bunker in Boiler Room 6, directly behind the place where this dark mark, wow, that rhymed. I did good. That dark mark showed on the picture. So it's exactly where that dark mark was. The fire was mentioned in an inquiry in 1912, but was ruled to play no role in the disaster. Fire was played down. I'll kind of dive into that later as we go along here.
Okay.
And the reasons why it might have been played down. Eyewitness account. A fireman. Now, a fireman, because I was confused when I first read this, because I think firemen as in, like, you know, hats and red suits and you're fighting fires.
Yeah, the calendars you got.
Yeah, all the guys. All of them. Firemen, when I say firemen for this episode, I am talking about the guys that shovel coal and throw it in the boiler to make the ship run. Firemen.
They throw it in too.
Thank you. Say it. Just say it.
This thing's not boiling. There's too many rocks in it.
Shut up. You know what I meant. Furnace. Or whatever they call it.
Yeah, whatever it is.
God damn you.
Sorry.
Anyway, so that's what a fireman is. So, eyewitness account from a fireman named John Dilly, who worked at the time when it was leaving Belfast.
Okay.
He kept the Titanic fed with coal. Thanks. That's awesome, Josh. Good job. You forgot to fucking put that in blue. Color coding, if you watched the last episode. Listened to last episode. So he states the fire was very, very important. He describes a huge fire in one of the coal storage bunkers that was discovered the day it was leaving Belfast to Southampton. Now, I'm not going to say it right now because I think I get into it.
Okay.
But they discovered it then. They didn't say it started then. The procedure for coal fires was to dig out the burning coal before the fire spread. But because of the size of the Titanic, these coal bunkers were 3 stories high, and it took 12 men to fight the fire. It was so big, Dilly said. Oh, sorry, what?
3 stories high.
Yeah, these 3 stories high. They didn't tell how wide it was.
That's
a lot of fucking coal.
Yeah.
Now you think of it being on fire, and you're trying to get all that up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're fucking, those, yeah.
12 men, and they still couldn't get it. And we'll tell you how long this fire was going for. So, Dilly said, there were hundreds of tons of coal stored there. We made no headway against it. 4 days later, the fire was getting worse, he stated. We didn't get the fire out. From the day we sailed, the Titanic was on fire. First-hand account.
No shit.
Yes, sir. April 10th, 1912. The Titanic set sail with all its passengers. No one was told of the fire burning below their feet. They were all under... Not the passengers. The firemen, the crew, everybody was under strict orders to keep quiet about the coal fire.
Yeah.
I gave a little clip, or a little pop.
I can't do that.
I can't do it now that I don't know why I did that. Was this mark in the photo from that fire? And if so, was it serious enough to play a role in the sinking of the Titanic? Let's dive into that a little bit.
Okay.
What could fire and ice? What could fire do to metal and all that stuff? Well, let's find out in a little bit.
All right.
I'm jumping ahead. I'm getting so excited. Like, whoo! Like a dog chasing a car. Catch it. I don't know what I do. Movie?
Fuck, I know that.
Come on. Come on.
Batman 89.
Close. Minus
No,
the 89.
Dark Knight, right?
There you go.
Not Rises, Dark Knight.
Yes. So now Cena Maloney went to talk to a man named Dr. Rain about the coal fire. So we have Rain and fire now, except Rain's the guy's name. That rhymed. He thinks the fire started by itself and was detected or wasn't detected for some time. Smoldering coals can start without an ignition event.
Okay.
It can just self-heat as the bed of coal slowly heats up and then spread. It is very hard to put out a smoldering coal fire in the bunker. They can range from temperatures of 932 degrees Fahrenheit to 1,832 degrees Fahrenheit.
A lot of fucking heat.
That's a lot of heat. And think about that when you have coals all around. It's just going to keep amplifying. That's a lot of heat also on the structure of the boat. The coal was stacked against the hull of the ship and in between a watertight internal division called a bulkhead. Bulkheads are very important for support, as well as if, I don't know, an iceberg hits your ship and it keeps the water from traveling outside of said area.
Bulkhead.
Yeah. Both critical to the strength of the ship and extreme temperatures of a coal fire could severely affect the mechanical properties of this structure. Design flaw?
Maybe.
Maybe they didn't think about it back then. Maybe that's just how ships were made, but I wasn't around back in 1912.
I was.
I was born in 1913. The fire seemed to have spooked the firemen that traveled from Belfast to Southampton, as only 8 of the original 160 took the maiden trip to America. An unprecedented change of crew. So, yeah, I think that was a big deal if 8 of 160 were like, yeah, nah, I'm good. Peace.
So fuck that.
So during the inquiry after the event, one of the firemen testified that now in inquiry in British, they're talking about, I testify!
Thank you.
During the inquiry, an inquiry in British is kind of like a trial for us.
Yeah.
So I just wanted, because I didn't know that. I was like, well, they're just asking about it? Like, who cares? I just want to inquire about this. I looked at the wrong camera again. I looked at yours. I looked at your Nope, I'm over here. Oh, yeah. Sorry, a lot of noises.
I see
All
that.
the noises. All right, so testification. Testification, is that a word?
And it is now.
I like it. They were still shoveling burning coal 3 days into the maiden voyage. And when it was out, finally out, you could see where the bulkhead had been red hot, and it was dented at the bottom, and the metal was warped.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't mean to
No,
interject.
please. Do it every time.
Think about what you see when you see, like, when you go to, like, a public park and you rent out a pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
Those fucking grill things that you put the charcoal in and shit.
Now,
how many of them are rotted out at the base? Not just because of, actually, yes, because of water from rain, but fucking ships in water.
Now,
but heat in there too.
There's that, but there's also different metal. Obviously, different metals have different properties that can withstand X amount of heat.
I guess I'll just go fuck myself then.
No.
I'm just kidding.
What I'm trying to say is those are built for heat.
Correct.
So I was trying to support your theory of
yes, the
like ships aren't made for heat, but they have to be made for
structural support
and some heat because you have fires in there. But yeah, so it seems like a huge issue to me. Either way, this is my note, so I got to read my own note. Seems like a huge issue to me, as this is one of the ship's main protections and support, and it is damaged. Bulkheads also keep water contained if there's ever breaches of it.
Yeah.
I already said that, but anyway.
Hey, no, it's good to repeat.
They also showed that one of the guys, and I can't remember which one he did an experiment of excessive heat on metal. And he showed warping, and there's this bubble that protrudes from the metal and all this stuff. And then one of the testimonies I think I'll get into, or I just read, one of the descriptions that was given was exactly like what his experiment showed.
Okay.
So I just thought that was interesting.
It
a little side piece that I wanted to add. So is the pressure to gain back business from Cunard and turn the company around the reason why the owner would let the Titanic sail while still on fire? While on fire, period. Like, good Lord. The steel they used as a result of the budgetary issues doesn't mix well with extreme heat. Metallurgist, I thought I was going to get that. Metallurgist Martin Strangewood.
Isn't it a metallurgist?
Metallurgist? I'm going to say metallurgist.
Metallurgy.
Yeah.
Metallurgists are material scientists who specialize in metals such as steel, aluminum, iron, and copper.
Okay. Metallurgist. There we go. Martin Strangewood.
Oh, that's a cool name.
I already said it. I was like, oh, he's going to play with this one. He's like, it's a metallurgist. Sorry. I'll just go fuck off then. Just go fuck myself. Martin Strangewood says the steel should be resistant to the effect of fire as much as possible. So you want the cleanest steel possible. Now, I don't really know what he means by that.
Impurities in it.
I'm assuming cracks and dents and all that type of stuff.
Well, that and when you forge the steel, there's a lot of different. I'm not a metallurgist.
I'm not either, but
I only know from like certain things. There's a lot of impurities in it that will come out. Like if you weld, there's slag on the end of it, but that's also because of the welding, right? But same thing. So you want the purest metal possible.
Yeah,
you want that adamantium.
Dents. Yeah, get Wolverine in here. I don't know why I went with that voice. Oh, don't joke. Don't joke.
Whoo! Get the Wolverine in here.
Now, it cuts back to Maloney. The documentary cuts back to Maloney, where he has a letter from the Board of Trade asking that the Titanic should be using a special quality of steel. Harland and Wolff replied back, Steel to ordinary requirements and tests was used throughout the vessel. Basically saying, we used the steel you fucking wanted. Don't tell us to change.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. The fuck out of here.
It was a sternly worded letter. Sternly?
Wording raider.
Whatever, you get the point. The damage to the Olympic. Now, we didn't get into this, but I got into it a little bit, so you can take it away on your part.
Yeah, I'll get in a little bit.
Basically, the Olympic was damaged because of a collision with a Navy ship or something.
RMS Hawk.
That guy. All right, so the damage to the Olympic caused another delay to the Titanic's departure, first maiden voyage, as the Titanic's propeller was sent to the Olympic to get the Olympic back to sea ASAP.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. The fire was just one delay too many, so it was hidden so it would set sail. Another delay could have brought White Star crashing down into bankruptcy. As passengers may not buy another ticket because this would have been another delay on a liner that has already kind of had its troubles.
Right. Go take a trip on the Lusitania. Nothing
Exactly.
bad happened to that one.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
Oh, you don't?
The way you were like,
The Lusitania got sunk
did it?
by a German U-boat.
Oh, wait. I did read that. Oh, well, there you go. Huh, the more you know. Many people would have gotten off.
Many people would have gotten off.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Steel hull.
God damn it. Terrible place to pause. I'm sorry. Let me try to plow past that word.
All right.
Many people would have gotten off if they had knowledge that there was a fire below, and despite the fire, and that's it.
Okay.
Even with warning that icebergs had drifted into their path.
There's a lot of going on in that one. There's a fucking iceberg collision issue. There's a fire going on below deck.
I'm reading this passage like I think I had one train of thought and then I switched to another and I never changed it.
No, I wasn't saying you had a lot going on.
There was. But I'm saying I have a lot going on too.
Okay. Okay.
So there's a fire, and despite the fire,
Yep.
they were going full steam ahead. Even with warnings, that's where the little miss was. They were still going full speed ahead, even with the fire. Yes, the captain supposedly knew about it. Even with warnings that icebergs had drifted into their path, the captain went full speed ahead. And weakened metal met giant iceberg. And as you stated, you kind of know the outcome of that meeting.
Yeah.
So later on, an article in the New York Tribune.
It just happened to hit at the exact fucking weak spot.
Perfect storm.
Perfect storm. It's wild.
Yeah. Or
This ginormous
My question-
fucking
hold on.
ship that's at least...
let's get into this for a
It's
second.
at least 2 feet long.
Before I wrap it up, let me get into that a little bit because
Okay.
I have a thing.
Sorry.
Did it hit the exact spot or did it hit the whole right side of the ship? And because that one spot was weakened, it ripped a hole in it.
No, so iceberg is Mike.
Mike
Comes at it, they turn away
How you
from
doing,
it.
Mike?
It hits this corner here.
Yeah.
And then the turn catches up and they sway away from it. So it only hit that like front corner part, and as they were still turning, they were pulled away from it towards the end.
Okay.
So it just caught that front starboard side,
Okay.
and then they turned away from it.
So it didn't just hit the whole side.
No,
so it
they
just
didn't.
was a
They didn't just all down the side of it.
well. What? Fuck it. Why
Because
not?
they fucking sent it as hard as they can to the side.
Yeah. Oh my God. So later, an article in the New York Tribune reported from one of the officers that the fire, from one of the officers, not that one of the officers, from one of the officers, that the fire was in the coal bunkers. Not singular.
Yeah.
Bunkers.
Plurals.
Stockholm's 9 and 10. The original fire that we've been talking about, all conspiracy theory, has been in Stockholm 9. So now they're saying there's a fire in 10 now.
Spreading. Good thing there's going to be water now to put it out.
Yeah. Is this the reason for the captain continuing full speed ahead after an iceberg not iceberg, but icebergs drifting in their path? Because they had another fire raging that they needed to put out by shoveling in more coal, and not because they were trying to set a record time for a transatlantic crossing.
Which is a big thing between the two companies. That
Right.
It is who can do that. So
Now-
that was a big need for them, unless I cut that out.
No, you're good. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was important, but what was the reasoning?
Yeah.
So only option was full speed ahead, as slowing down and then speeding back up would have caused them to run out of coal.
Yeah.
Run out of coal. Oh, Midway back through the sentence, I got a deep voice. Hey, ladies. Run out of coal. And now I can't stop hearing it. So it would have caused them to run out of coal. And would you stop doing that?
I'm just looking at you.
I know. You're giving me the sexy look.
Ow.
All right.
Ow.
Would slowing down and speeding back up cause them to run out of coal because, one whole fucking thing burned up and now this one's burning up. It would have run.
Everything's burning.
Everything's burning. So slowing down, speeding back up, you wouldn't have enough coal and you would then have another PR disaster. I was stalling because I couldn't find my spot.
I was like, I've heard this about 7 times now.
I was stalling. So it would be another PR disaster.
Okay.
Now with a second fire raging and running out of fucking coal. As for the weakened and damaged bulkhead, according to one of the survivors that was there during the sinking, the bulkhead failed suddenly and water came pouring into the rest of the ship. Mm-hmm. This is where you see it going from 2 hours slowly sinking to a half hour and it's gone.
Dunzo.
It lined up, his account lined up basically to the point where he said the bulkhead, remember the damaged, bulging bulkhead that was red hot, failed, and water, just green, foamy water started spraying into the boiler room he was in or whatever he was in. And from that point that he says it happened to when it was sunken was 30 minutes, where before it was like 2 hours or 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. And all engineers and experts say that boat, the Titanic, should have been able to stay afloat until the rescue ship showed up about an hour and a half later, and no deaths would have happened. Mm-hmm. But because of this fire, and it weakened the metal.
Dunzo. Question.
Answer.
You may not have an answer. The bulging metal that was red hot from fire.
Yes.
The outside of that metal was submerged in water.
No.
Ice cold water?
Nope. The bulkhead. The bulkhead is the division, internal division.
Okay, so it's not the outer
hull.
Not
the hull. I don't know.
I follow now.
So bulkhead is the internal division, the dividers,
and that's
the
why
support.
it broke away. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Follow.
Don't be. So basically, where the cut was and the water came in, it was keeping the water at bay.
Yep.
Because obviously you have the doors that shut that just lock in the water, but then the bulkhead fucking blew. Mm-hmm. Or I don't know if it blew. It wasn't there. It failed. It failed, and the water came into the rest of the ship, and it sealed its ultimate fate.
Yes. Sorry, needed that clarification.
Don't be. Yeah, the hull of the ship. The coal was against the hull of the ship, which I still think
that wasn't where the fire.
That wasn't where the fire is.
Okay. All right.
I mean, technically, it was where the fire is because you got the hull and then you got the bulkheads.
Yes, but not. Yeah, I know what you mean now.
Yeah,
I follow.
So 2 fires, an iceberg striking the exact spot causing the Titanic to sink is one theory. Mm-hmm. Now let's discuss the classic game of bait and switch.
Oh yeah.
Hold up.
Hey. To you. Oh, I missed it. Fuck. I must play for the Bills.
Asshole. Sorry about that. I had a little cough in my chest.
So this theory, while a popular one, is one of the most argued upon theories I would think comes to mind. While yours has a lot of scientific evidence and plausibility to it.
Oh, I'm so excited about it.
Photo evidence, yes. This one is a lot of, hey.
Could it be?
Could it be? Let's take a look at it.
Yeah.
On one side, you have the diehard believers, those who think that the deep-rooted conspiracy has strength and credibility and will defend it.
To the death.
Not with their lives. They don't care that much.
Let's go, bitches!
Enough people have died. And on the other side, you have people like ... I plan to autofill that with a quote that I found on one of my research websites. Couldn't find it again, but the quote was something...
That seems about right for the conspiracy theories. I have a quote, but I can't find it.
Yes.
Joking.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm part conspiracy theorist too.
I can't remember who said it or where it came from, and but basically the guy said that this theory, the biggest tragedy of this theory is the loss of trees to make up for the paper that has been wasted on people writing this down.
Oh.
It all begins with J.P. Morgan.
Oh. Perfect. Goes right into my little thing. J.P. Morgan.
Now,
I'm excited.
White Star's big push toward their Olympic-class liners was actually financed by Morgan himself.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it was. As mentioned earlier, these new Olympic-class liners were to be better in every aspect. Speed, scale, and, of course, comfort.
Absolutely, except for the actual being a better structural integrity.
Yes.
Lifeboats.
The three ships... Go ahead.
You
said the three ships in the new line, the Olympic, Britannic, and, of course, the Titanic, were the answer to Cunard's play. The Olympics' initial rollout was a success. The first 4 voyages went without incident. But on her 5th voyage is when she ran into some trouble, which you had mentioned. On September 20th of 1911, an unexpected turn. That wasn't on purpose. An unexpected turn by the Olympic sent her colliding into the neighboring HMS Hawke, causing damage to both ships.
So, an unsuspecting turn.
Unexpected turn, yeah.
Unsuspecting.
I said that too.
Unexpected turn.
Yeah.
Into the Hawke.
The HMS Hawke, yeah.
HMS Hawke. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. And how much damage did that cause? I know I already alluded to it, so.
A bit of damage.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Was this damage consistent with the way ships should
I'm
have?
not on trial here. Damn it. The Olympic made it back to port just barely, as she was severely damaged. The Olympic was repaired at Harland and Wolff Shipping Yard in Belfast as they were built.
Yes.
The place they were built.
Yes, sir.
Before sailing to New York and back. A trial was held. Or an inquiry. Was held, and White Star was found to be responsible for the accident, which caused problems for the company.
Why were they responsible? Did it tell why they were responsible?
Because they were the ones who turned into the Hawk.
Okay, I thought it was...
Here we go! This looks good!
We're good. Did you check your mirrors? Fuck the mirrors!
But we had to save money. There's no mirrors.
But did they use inferior steel is my question. It's kind of resulting back into my whole story.
Yes,
Budget
it may
cuts.
tie into that, yes.
Yeah.
They may have done that too. The problems that caused for the company are as follows.
Uh-oh. We got a list, baby. Our people.
Due to the responsibility of the accident, no insurance money could be claimed from the incident for the Olympic.
Okay.
So they had a huge loss there. In March of 1912, weeks before the Titanic's maiden voyage, the Olympic returned to Belfast for more repairs.
More?
Oh, that's when, as you mentioned...
The rudder?
Yes.
Okay.
So this
Propeller, sorry.
Yeah. This, in turn, delayed the Titanic's maiden voyage from March 20th to April 10th, meaning no cash flow to finance repairs for the Olympic, nor cash flow for the company in general.
Oh, shit.
Because their 2 sister ships are now... Well, the one hasn't left yet, and now is rudderless.
Right.
And has to be fitted with a new rudder, plus the repairs for the Olympic. So
you get that on the big jobs.
You'll get that on the big jobs. So up until this point, this has all been fact. This is all...
Which could lead to the cutbacks in the Titanic, too.
Yes.
I'm getting all emotional over
I
here.
hear that. But now is when the conspiracy begins.
All right. Talk it.
So, and we're going to talk it.
Talk it.
In an effort to get money back from the now crippled Olympic, what is essentially an insurance fraud and I wrote the wrong number, 1,500-ish homicide was then committed.
1514.
1514-ish
1540.
homicide was committed.
1526. We got like 15 numbers over here. So.
Yeah. To claim back their lost cash flow and money on the Olympic, a scheme to switch the Olympic with the newly debuting Titanic was hatched. And the Titanic was to be sunk while White Star would make the Titanic, which was secretly the Olympic.
Okay, I see what you did there.
The fake Titanic, I'm going to call it.
Fake-anic.
Yes. The Olympic was to be sunk in place of the Titanic.
Okay.
While White Star would then make out with the profits of the insurance money on the new ship.
Okay.
So, it's
they were
a bit
just
convoluted.
They're basically just rechristening it. The Titanic, the Olympic, the Titanic.
They're swapping.
Yeah.
So the real Titanic will
Yeah.
now be the Olympic. And the Olympic would be the Titanic and get sunk because of how badly damaged it was. The money to put into it to save it and the loss of insurance money for it, they have a brand new insurance policy for the Titanic, which I'll talk about later.
So they decided they wanted to kill 1,500 people.
Hey, that's what we're talking about here. It's wild.
I just wanted to make sure it was clear that they weren't trying to sink it before the whole voyage and just be like, oh, shit, we turned into another boat.
Yeah, we turned into another boat. So due to the cost of the repairs and to save face in front of competitors, supposedly this was the best idea for dealing with the damaged ship.
Yeah.
So shortly before the real Titanic's maiden voyage, she had some work done to her, remember?
Yeah, a facelift.
Yeah. Well, you have from March 20th, when Olympic goes into the repair shop, we'll call it, the mechanic's shop, to April 10th. You've got yourself a short window there. And in this time, supposedly, according to the theory, a complete retrofit and overhaul of both ships was done.
Wow. Where'd they get the money for that if they're struggling for money?
Right. And manpower. We'll get into that.
All right.
But the Olympics work was on a large-scale retrofit to mirror the new Titanic.
Okay.
The floors were covered in carpet to hide the tile floors that showed their usage and aging. Titanic had carpet. Olympic had tile.
Okay.
The cabins from the real Titanic's B deck were removed, and they were replaced with the Olympic's promenade. The C deck portholes, though, could not be changed. Now, this is what this theory... how do I put this? This is the structural foundation of this theory.
Okay, so this is where it was kind of born.
Yes. The portholes and windows on the ships are the biggest thing that this theory points to, is like, that's not the Titanic, that's the Olympic.
Okay.
This little tidbit I said, essentially the two ships in a matter of weeks were retrofitted to mirror each other the best they could. Obvious things such as the construction of the ships, like windows and portholes, could not be mended in such a time, and they just hoped that nobody would notice. Now, if you would turn your attention, are you looking it up?
Looking what up? What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Okay.
Jamie, Orion, can you look that up?
Yeah. So
Damn it, he's not here still.
If you look up Titanic, just Titanic Olympic portholes or windows, you'll see.
Listeners, please turn your textbooks to what Lennon just said.
Yes.
What is it?
Titanic Olympic portholes or windows. Let's type windows and see what that does.
All right,
because there's a picture that you can see on Google Images that will... Oh, it's the first one. You'll have a bunch of pictures, and it's in black background. So you can see there the difference in the windows from photos of the Titanic and the Olympic and from the bottom of the ocean right now. So the patterns, the shapes, and the spacings are different. Are you seeing the one I'm seeing?
No. Nope. Black background. I got it.
You see the long bands? Yeah, so the top one's the photo of the wreck from the bottom of the ocean right now. Enhanced photo, obviously. And then they have... You can see it. It's pretty self-explanatory. But you guys can look that up as well and see the difference in them. Now, they're sister ships. They look almost exactly the fuck alike. Slight variations and differences. But that was what gave credence to this theory. There's another picture on there that, if you scroll down, you'll see the RMS Olympic and Titanic, a long view of the whole sides of the ship together. And you can see that the windows are different, obviously, but you can see what window matches the pictures from the bottom of the ocean. Thin windows with evenly spaced and large windows. Thin windows unevenly spaced on the Olympic, and large windows evenly spaced on the Titanic. So this is a big thing for this theory. Now, obvious things, but such a monstrous scale task of switching two liners would require many, many hours and workers to accomplish such a feat, and money.
Absolutely.
Which is the whole reason why they're doing this.
Now, would the money they'd gain from the insurance cover and then get them more,
We'll talk about it, because I do talk about that.
Right.
I'm going to give everybody the flip side of this, too. The masterminds behind this knew that the crewmen and builders would instantly be wise to their scheme, and so the theory posits that some light blackmail was committed. They were threatened that if they ever mentioned it or suspected that they knew, that they would never work again at any job in their lives.
Oh, I'm sure that
And
they
back
had
in
that power.
back at this time, it was like, you need the fucking job.
Right.
I mean,
Early
still,
1900s.
but yes, it was. On July 31st, this one's interesting. On July 31st of 1996, a man in Australia sent a letter to the Northern Star newspaper telling them of a supposed conversation that was held between his son and an Irish man who claimed to have worked on the construction of the Titanic.
Gotcha.
An excerpt from the letter reads, "When the surviving crew got to port, they were all taken aside." This is after the disaster.
Right.
When the surviving crew got to port, they were all taken aside and were met by two men, one in a high position in the company, and the other man was in a high position in the government. Government's all in it.
Something I cut from the documentary actually would go with this too. Anyways, please proceed.
All right.
Proceed.
The government man read the crew the Official Secrets Act, explaining that if they told of the real reason for the sinking or the rumors of an insurance scam, they would serve a minimum of 20 years in jail and never get a job when they got out. So, I forgot to mention this. The whole point of the whole point of switching it was to deliberately sink it. Now, what were they going to do? Were they just going to be like, "Hey, let's fucking just cause a fire"? Maybe. But the point is that they were warned about these iceberg-infested waters. Probably ran one on purpose. If this, in this theory, that's what they ran one on purpose.
Right. I get you.
Yeah. So I forgot to mention that. It goes without saying that was the plan, but I still needed to say it.
Absolutely. Now, it still would have to mean that things would have to fail on the terms of the safety things you have.
Unless you just don't close that bulkhead door.
True.
Because it did go down way quicker than it was designed.
Yeah.
So.
But there was a moment where then it went down quicker than designed to. It was going as planned for 2+ hours, and then all of a sudden something happened where it just went.
Yeah.
As I discussed in mine, and as you're discussing in yours.
Yes. So, some more credence to this theory that gives it more credibility, which is what credence means.
Oh, it does.
Is the absence of J.P. Morgan from the maiden voyage.
Ah.
Now, on all these older ships,
I get into that
on all these big ships, there was, it was kind of like tradition. You got all the bigwigs that are like, let's set sail, bitches.
That the owner of White Claw, my bad, White Star. The owner of White Star was on it.
No, he was not.
The documentary said he was on it, and once he was saved on once he was on the rescue boat.
Are we talking about Ismay?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second.
He sent out a letter as well.
We'll talk about Morgan first.
Okay.
He was expected to travel. I'd made so much movement.
You're fine.
He was expected to travel the voyage as he had publicly announced prior to this, but canceled at the last minute due to a sudden illness.
Ooh, that's what you had?
Yes.
Okay, I had something a little different.
But supposedly Morgan was seen 2 days later in France, seemingly fine.
Oh,
He's
goes with my little story. I like it so far.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's all coming together.
Yes. He's also said, this is weird, he's also said to have had 7 expensive bronze statues removed from the ship an hour before it left port.
And that was roughly the time he decided I'm going to stay at my resort.
Yeah. White Star Line chairman J. Bruce Ismay. Now, I might cut this. We'll discuss.
Oh, that's fine.
White Star Line chairman, Bruce Ismay. Wow!
What's his name?
White Star Line chairman J. Bruce Ismay and his family also canceled their trip due to a sudden illness shortly before the voyage, and they too were supposedly spotted in good health, this time in Wales a few days later.
Okay. So, what is the truth? That's the hard part. We weren't there. We don't know. My account says he was on the ship and rescued, and then sent a cryptic telegraph saying, "Keep quiet about the fire." Yours says he wasn't on that ship. So, you be the judge.
It was 111 years ago.
Exactly.
But while the evidence of insurance fraud stack up, there is a larger pile of shit on the evidence against the theory. Let's start with the main reason. Money.
Talk it.
Money. That's the whole point of this whole fucking bullshit is money. The Titanic was insured for $5 million.
Okay.
Okay. The ship cost $7.5 million to build.
Okay.
All right. Which would be a major loss for the company, on top of the major loss in not having another fully operational ship, as well as the cost of repairs for the Olympic.
Right.
None of it adds up. This still results in a loss, not just of money, but of life.
Yeah. Financially,
Makes
dumb move from a business. Not that they made a lot of good moves, but and morally fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
Another Titanic-sized hole is the theory
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
It's actually an Olympic-sized hole, though.
Oh, I got to see what you did there. Another oceanic liner-sized hole in the theory is the yard number. Do you know about the yard number?
No.
Okay. Ships constructed would have many parts of the ship stamped with a construction yard number.
Okay.
That way they could designate the parts. So
That's the yard number would be where it was built.
yes, that's construction.
I just wanted to make sure they're not thinking like a
Construction yard.
measurement.
Construction yard number.
Listen, I'm not. That was between your legs. I'm sorry.
Oh God!
My foot's asleep again. Instead of making a goofy face, I decided just to straighten my leg.
I made a goofy face.
You liked it, though.
The Olympics yard number was 400.
Okay.
400.
400.
While the Titanic's was 401.
Makes sense.
Artifacts raised from the Titanic have been confirmed to have been stamped 401. And likewise, after the Olympic was retired, parts of it were auctioned off with the stamp 400. But I would like to ignorantly point out.
I've gone cross-eyed.
Yes. But I would like to ignorantly point out.
Yes.
That if these things were taken from either ship,
Mm-hmm.
post sinking or retirement, is it just as easy to switch said things on the ship in the retrofit process?
Yeah.
If it's an important identifying marker of the ship, would those behind the plot not think of that as a giant point of evidence, you know?
Also, like you said, wouldn't it be easy just to paint over and make it right or decal over?
Right.
I have no clue.
The website I got the info from, they referenced parts such as wood paneling.
Okay. Oh, geez, you can't paint wood.
That you can't. Yeah, I don't know if it's like I don't know what kind of stamp it is.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know
it's a burn mark.
Maybe it's just paint. I don't know, but I'm just wondering. Like,
No, it's a valid.
some stuff you might be able to flip, right? If you
valid
got
thought.
chairs and shit, you're moving chairs anyway.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Chairs are easy to move. That shouldn't be an issue.
I can't move a chair to save my life.
I'm also looking at a picture of the Titanic setting sail,
Mhm.
and then the picture of the Titanic Olympic picture you're telling side by side. Interesting. Very interesting, because the Titanic setting sail looks like the Olympic in the photo that you showed.
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Different windows. I see what you're saying.
So
Anyways, I'm sorry.
I want to posit another little theory myself based off of
Do you want to wait to the final thoughts?
Yeah, just remind me.
I mean, I was wondering if you want to wait, because it's coming up.
Yes.
Coming up.
But that is the insurance fraud theory.
Okay.
Greed over money killed 1,500-ish people.
How many companies
Do that now.
do that now?
And have
Greed
always,
over money.
Yeah, it's fucking
Greed
ridiculous.
over money.
Have you seen
Whatever, you know what I meant.
Joe Rogan interviewed a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember who the fuck it was.
Many guys.
Yes. Like 4
And
a day.
women.
Yeah. He was talking about the cobalt mines
Okay. I did not see this, so no.
for like batteries for our phones and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they're, I can't remember for the life of me which one it was, but there's he went to these mines,
Mhm.
and the companies that they mine this cobalt for
Mhm.
have it in their paperwork that there's not supposed to be one person digging by hand on there, and there's like 20,000 people literally shoeless digging by hand. Like, it's all supposed to be done with operating machinery, and the companies know this and they just don't care.
Because it's cobalt.
Yeah.
Not really, safe.
They don't
Oh,
give a
well.
fuck.
Who
Anyway,
cares about people's lives?
fucking companies. We live.
Hey, we care about you. We try to fill your ear holes with some comedy,
Mhm.
some facts, and some joy.
Yes, in our dystopian wasteland we call
The podcast
2023.
studio. Oh, you went the year, I went the location.
Any whore, what's your? That was some of the more maybe.
Two possible ones, both
Maybe.
riddled with some facts and some things that make you go, Another one, and it's a short one, and
Yeah.
it's a bit outlandish. I dive into.
Let's talk some goofy ones.
Well, it's about
Donald Duck.
deliberately sinking.
Shit! Didn't that guy who did? No.
Okay. It's about deliberately sinking the Titanic to eliminate opposition to the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank.
Oh, shit.
Dive into good old J.P. Morgan. There were some of the wealthiest men in the world that were aboard the Titanic on that fateful night, including John Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus, who were all supposedly opposed to the creation of the U.S. Central Bank. All three of these men died during the sinking of the Titanic. The conspiracy theory goes that J.P. Morgan, the 75-year-old financier that started the investment banking firm that still bears his name today.
The first furry, actually.
Absolutely. He loved to dress up as an otter.
An otter.
But the theory goes he arranged to have these men that opposed him to be on board the Titanic and then had it sunk to eliminate them. Morgan did aid in the creation of the Federal Reserve, as well as he was the owner of the International Mercantile Marina, Mariner, which owned the White Star Line, and thus the Titanic, Olympic, and Britannica.
The Olympic class liners.
Yeah, I wanted to name them. God damn it. Morgan was supposedly booked for the maiden voyage, but ended up canceling the trip in the last second in favor of staying at his French resort he was in. He'd rather just stay there, getting some nice pedicure, a little rub down,
getting a little ass,
spa treatments, just the whole nine. This last second cancellation is the gas that fueled this conspiracy theory of the ship's ultimate fate.
Oh, shit.
With that...
Done got.
Yeah, homie. With that said, there's absolutely no evidence that any of the three men opposed Morgan's centralized banking idea. And in fact, Astor and Guggenheim never publicly said anything about it, which doesn't really mean they weren't opposed again. Right. But Strauss actively spoke in favor of it. Therefore, I pronounce this theory debunked. Now, with that crazy theory of a one man saying, you know what? I want to kill 1,500 people by sinking this big, expensive ship.
Can we clip that?
So that we, kill 3 fucking people on board. Instead of just having some assassin go on board and just throw them overboard. Oh God, they've got drunk and fell off.
That's actually a smarter way to do it.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So I don't think that's the one. That's not in Final Theories. I'm trying to throw it to you for your outlandish. Well, we're going to hit the curse.
Yeah. I don't remember what episode we talked about it. Was it Patreon?
It was Patreon.
It was Patreon.
Yeah. No, you're not going to understand unless you're part of Patreon.
You got to go listen to Patreon to learn about the unlucky mummy curse. But I'll
join us and
more.
Well, now we got Baby Orion. Intern Orion has upgraded to a Patreon member. Not a member. I mean,
thank you for supporting us.
Not a member. He's hosting with us. He's hosting with us. That was a misspeak.
He upgraded from his free version.
Yeah. No. If you want to sign up to Patreon, go down, click the link below. It'll be real quick, easy.
Bunch of bonus content.
Content. You can hear us laugh and giggle. That was my sock, by the way. I was fixing it. All you heard was clap. We're bringing more joy to your ear holes and laughs. Plus, we got little competitions and we have some small town tales. We want you to be a part of that by giving us your small town tale, letting us know. We want you to be a part of the Q&A episodes. Ask us questions. We'll have an episode where we're going to put a post on Patreon, ask us questions, and we'll answer as much as we can. So get on over there, click the link. Let's have some fun. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Please.
This ad break has been brought to you by PBS. Viewers like you.
I figured, if we, instead of just asking the people, why not tell them what they get?
You get some cool shit.
Ass. Ass.
You get a lot of ass.
Yeah. I'm not cheap. I'm a little expensive, but if you want to pay, come on over.
As little as 5, keep a Squatch alive.
Absolutely. I was going to say, you also get to see one of us, I'm not going to mention who, burn their mouth on the first quiz game show. Gosh, I hope that person doesn't lose the next 2 and have to eat the big chip.
The even hotter one.
The big one right there.
I'm going to put these behind me, and I'm not even going to mention it.
Anyways. Mummy.
Mummy. The Cursed Mummy. Talked about it on a Patreon episode.
Mummy.
Again, go check it out.
We should do another ad break. Okay,
pretty much the gist of this shit is that there was a mummy. The fuck was it called? There's like a tomb lid.
It was a cover, yeah. A tomb cover.
That's the one. It wasn't even a fucking mummy. It was just a cover. Back in the day, it was a big thing for people to go to Egypt and fucking take them and put them in their houses.
Weird.
And they're like, hey, this is my souvenir from Egypt. There's a fucking dead guy in this, or a dead woman. It's
pretty sweet.
We're inclusive in Egypt.
They really were.
They were. Cleopatra.
Beautiful.
Top 5, like, go back in time, find one. You know what I mean?
I am digging it, baby.
Yeah. So these people, they took this mummy cover. They took the mummy cover.
Don't mind me. Keep talking. I'm choking.
It's the curse. It's got you. And pretty much everywhere that this mummy cover followed around there was a curse of death and destruction.
That's right. I remember the one that died like 7 years after.
I know. It was like, it was unrelated. It was like, I smelled that lid somewhere. Anyway, 10 years later, die of old age. It was the curse.
That was funny. I just thought it was funny.
There's a lot of shit blamed on it.
Now, the one you talked about that was like the day of or the day after.
Yes, there was.
That one, that was weird.
Yes, there was some. I'm not going to spoil it all for you because it was a great episode. But pretty much it somehow made its way to the British Museum and shenanigans ensued. You know, classic things like TPing the British Museum and shit. The sarcophagus lid would walk around.
There's an egg.
But anyway, so it got
What? I turned him into a ghost.
It either got stolen or they decided, fuck this, and they shipped it to America aboard the fucking Titanic.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, it's still in the British Museum to this day, and you can go see it.
Yeah. It did not sink in the Titanic.
Or was it a different one, maybe?
Is it a...
You never know.
Because
I don't know. But what I do know...
What do you know for sure?
Is that the women, children, and finally men were all in the same struggle that night.
There were.
And whether it was orchestrated by evil men who cared more for money and taking out their not employers.
Opposition.
Or it was just simply human nature and nature herself.
Good Lord. We got there.
The loss remains the same.
Yes, it does. That fateful night. 1,500-ish. 14, 26, 40, one around there.
Unconfirmed.
We're around 1,500. 53 of those were tragically kids. 108 of those were tragically women. 1,352 were men. So, of the children, 49% of them, the ones that were on board, passed away or died. I don't know how to say it nicely. I'm trying to be sensitive here, all right?
Lost their lives.
26% of the women on board lost their lives, and 80% of the men lost their lives because it was women and children first, which I have no opposition about. But what I do have opposition about, put some more fucking lifeboats on there. Mm-hmm. You goddamn cheap cock-sucking bastards. Mm-hmm. Sorry for the language, but that's how I feel. Now, with that bombshell, as Clarkson would say, now that we have gone... Nope.
Sorry, I do have
Lennon
one thing I wanted to add.
Add it.
Talk it. So there's supposedly... I just want to talk about this because this is kind of like... It's wild to see.
Okay.
There's been a few pictures shortly afterwards. There's one that I've specifically referencing of the iceberg that was photographed.
Do they actually have the iceberg photograph?
Yes, and there's paint streak along it.
Interesting.
True story.
Yeah, you're looking at the photo.
Yes, if you look up Titanic iceberg picture, for those of you
Audio listeners, look it up. Video listeners, it's already been shown.
Who knows if it's credible? But it's got supposedly page streak. Anyway.
Wait, a modern photo?
Yeah, I took it with my S22.
S23?
Soon to be.
All right, now that we have gone over the sinking of the Titanic and a couple of its conspiracies, let's dive into our own theories in... We've presented the facts. It's time now to examine the evidence and give our theories. So pull up a chair for our final thoughts. Science. Beautiful little dance you did there.
Thank you. I hope it gets cut and never seen.
Well, that part of the video doesn't make it, but...
I know, and I know the compilations you do.
Compilations after the bloopers you do, I do my own little shenanigans.
I can't wait to see some of these. Any whore.
So, yeah, as always, customary when it's my own house, customary when it's my own segment, I would like to start with you. My house. My bad. My fucking house. What an idiot.
It's my fucking place. I'm the king of this domicile.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
I'm the king here when my wife's not around.
Yeah, then you're the queen.
No.
Proceed, please. I would like your theory on...
Titanic.
What is your thoughts, my friend?
Well, there's some weird
shit. It sunk! That's it!
Peace! There is a ship at the bottom of the ocean.
A
lot of people died.
Sadly. That's not joking.
No, that's the legitimate... That's what it comes down to. Some of this fucking evidence.
Yes.
The window thing. As you said you saw the pictures.
I agree.
They look a little wild.
I agree.
It's a little odd, right? Mm-hmm. I would like to think that there's not people that fucking evil in this world. But then again, there was people like Stalin and Hitler and
Osama bin Laden,
Pol Pot, and there's a lot of fucked up people in this world. But you never know. I had a theory. I was going to say it earlier.
I want your theory.
And I forgot it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Give me a second.
Sorry. That's my fault. I cut you off on it.
It's okay. Dude, I forgot the theory.
It's all right. All right.
Go ahead.
If at any point you remember it, just tell me, because my theory is the one that I covered, actually. I believe it was a kind of a cover-up of a fire that was raging since shipping. Now, I do like your theory, because the photos, like the photo of the Titanic sailing, does have the same windows as the Olympic, which is really weird.
It's weird, right?
Really weird. But the photo of the Titanic with the black streak right where the the fire happened.
Yes.
Like, this isn't supposed. The fire did happen. Is the one I'm going with because of what fire can do to metal, the weakening of it, the structural integrity being lost, the budget cuts from the cheap-ass motherfucker, Ursay, whatever the hell his name is. Ismay, thank you. Ursay is the Colts owner. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to say that. Ismay. And also, this is what I wanted to add. I'm going to call it trial, in the inquiry, in the trial, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. The judge supposedly, I can't remember if he worked or had some kind of connection with White Star. Therefore, the cover-up of don't tell anybody that we had this fire and this could have been avoided conspiracy is kind of the conspiracy I would go with, because he kind of brushed off all the fire talk they had. So I think it was covered up by a bunch of negligent assholes.
Yeah.
Sorry. And
I'm sorry for the foul language.
I know, like I've ever apologized before. And that resulted in the unfortunate event that lost 1,500 plus lives.
They probably did not go into that voyage knowing that it was going to fail.
Of course not. I think they made a decision.
Fucking accident.
Yeah, I think they made a gamble, thinking we can make it through, and the gamble did not pay off. It ended in tragedy and one of the worst maritime disasters. I was getting there. You don't get a mouth there. Maritime disaster. You got to let me think for a second, all right? in human history.
Yes.
So that is what I think.
Listen, I like that theory a lot.
Yeah. There's way too much evidence for me.
I don't like it, but I support
I know
it.
what you meant. We know what you meant. You don't like that theory.
That's, yeah, I mean, fuck. They're
but for me, there was
struggling at the time. You got to do something.
For me, there was just too much like actual concrete testimonies and evidence, and people scared to even be on the ship that no shit.
Mm-hmm.
That just sealed the deal. That for me, what do we want to call that? Perfect storm. Stamp.
Plausible. That's a Mythbusters thing. Never
Likely.
mind.
Possible. Likely. Why did my camera light just blink? We're good. Sorry.
Scared me.
Well, you punched the table and said, no.
That's how I roll.
Now, I stalled a little bit.
I haven't thought of it, but I
Okay.
like that theory. We're going to go with that one. I support that.
You go with your theory.
No. I like that theory when you said it.
Okay, gotcha. I was about to say, I don't want you changing your mind. That's my theory.
No.
Well,
That's our theory.
why was the Titanic traveling at such a high speed after being warned of an ice field in their path? How did a so-called unsinkable ship, after only 4 days into its maiden voyage, sink? Was it a cursed mummy cover? Was it deliberately sunk? Was it a perfect series of events, or was it even the Titanic at all? Your guess is as good as ours, but that's our theories, and we are going to stick to them.
Damn straight. Damn straight. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Bring it on,
squatches and greedy financial bankers. He's getting, fucking get him!
Fuck you, Ismay. I'm going to come to your house and find you. Oh, you're already dead. Never mind. Sorry.
Never mind.
Okay. No, good.
Well,
took care of that.
Problem solved.
Nice.
Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode. If you would like to reach out to us and let us know your thoughts and your opinions, you can do so by finding us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on our YouTube channel. The links are in the show notes below. Let us know your theory on
Please do.
the sinking of the Titanic. If your theory is that the Titanic sunk after striking an iceberg with no questions asked, yeah.
I mean, that's true. That did happen. There's no theory there. Oh, by the way, while you're commenting,
okay,
make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel. I know you cover the other. I got to cover the video part.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's your
hit
shit.
it.
And also, if you're watching videos, make sure you get yourself informed and watch all of the videos where we may cover things you have questions to. But
Oh, you talking about like history?
yeah.
Oh, when we're talking about theories?
There's a section we do here called Lenin's History Corner where we talk about some history.
No.
You'll get a kick out of that one.
No.
Get a kick out of that one. But hey, if you are the people who enjoy what we do here at Don't Touch My Sasquatch,
We love you and thank you.
and you'd like to support us, you can join our Patreon. We already told you.
And number two.
We already told you all the cool shit you can get and see, but just join it. And,
Look it, we made it easy. Go down, click the link.
there you go. You can turn on auto subscribe on your
Yes.
podcast platform of choice. Turn it on auto downloads. So it's the first thing every Monday morning because nobody likes not having it ready to go Monday morning. You know,
Absolutely.
that commute makes it so much better. Right, Dad? Drop us a 5-star rating or review. We would love to hear what you like. If you like us, which we know you do, and it'll get us seen by more people.
Also, tell us your
friends.
favorite part of the episode.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, tell us your favorite part. Is it Lenin's History Corner?
Damn straight it
Is
is.
it the
It's
fact-
fucking everybody's favorite.
Is it the fact that I can't say a word to save my life or read a word to save my life?
Is it shit facts about shit facts?
Or is it cooperation?
Corroborated. Either way, you can join us next Monday for our next incredible episode.
Aggressive hit.
You may write us, rate us, review us, but remember to always stay curious, be vigilant, and don't touch my Sasquatch.
Don't do it. He's floating on a door today.
There's plenty of room.
No, it would have sank.
Peace. See ya.
Oh, you wouldn't have to. You're my... I almost said brother. Close enough. Close enough.
Funny things. Cut back. We're both like,
Yeah, it's gonna be. You look like you were crying. I'll do the 5 minute later thing again. 5 minutes later.
the Atlantic Ocean. Fuck.
Hey, Lennon.
Yeah.
Lennon.
What?
Why are you covering up half your picture?
Oh, fuck!
Come on now. People want to see old Sassy Patty. There it is. There it is.
Just got a lightly caress.
Yeah, tap my strong
A
hand.
little tap.
There we go. Now, please continue. Now that Patty is being shown.
Well, on April 10th of 1912.
The year was 1912. That doesn't really go as well. Grab your water and get it, baby. Oh, energy. They were still shoveling burning coal 3 days into the Titanic's maiden journey. And when it was finally out, you could see where the bulkhead...
That was my stomach, dude.
I couldn't plow through that one. I was like,
my
wow.
stomach. Yeah.
A little hiccup there. Wait, great. Get to that ear. Get it. Get it.
Hurts.
Time.
Really?
Like, once mic's off, all right, we're good.
Let the ears breathe a little.
Yeah, well, it's the big show.
See you later. I'll catch you next week.
I'm going to have to find it for a minute here. Fuck! Shit, this was 1912.
Yeah.
In France. That was the first furry convention. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, Titanic.